What is going on, guys? We have a solid NBA slate today. It is a short one. There is only 5 games on the agenda tonight. Some pretty solid games. There are some fairly major injury concerns in a couple of the games, but we'll talk about. But in this video, I'll be going through my player prop picks for these games tonight. I have 4 straight bets and 2 parlay fillers that I'm going to go through in the video today. The VIPs, they already got all these plays. So if you want to become a VIP and get these picks much earlier on in the day, kind of get ahead of any line movement that might potentially happen, along with seeing screenshots of all of my slips and everything, and a long written write-up of every single play that I make, explaining what I like to play and why I placed it. That's kind of what the VIP experience looks like. If you don't want to become a VIP, totally fine. At least come join the Discord server. The link to join Discord is in the pinned comment below. Discord is completely free. About 90% of the channels are free in the server. There are some hidden channels for the VIP specifically, but I do post a lot of free content. There are other cappers in there posting free plays, and it's just a welcome community too. So join on in, be an active member of the community. Just kind of hang out, post your plays. A lot of people were posting their Spotify raps yesterday too. So just come on in, make it whatever you want it to be, and just make it a really fun place to be. On the screen here, I am showing outlier.bet. This is the website that I use every single day for my research. Honestly, it is worth every single penny. It's about $30 a month, I think, $30 or $40 a month, but it pays for itself essentially. But if you want a 7-day free trial to Outlier to give it a shot, to see if you like it, there is a link located in the description below. And I forgot to mention before when I was talking about the VIPs, if you want to become a VIP, there's a link in the description too, where it will give you a 3-day free trial. So if you sign up through the link in the video description down below, it should apply a promo code where you get 3 days for free of the VIP. Kind of a smart thing to do on a Thursday or a Friday, because that will get you almost all the way to Sunday when I post all of my NFL picks too. So you'll get all the NFL for this week if you were to sign up for that 3-day free trial on VIP, just because of the timing of it all, the way it all works out. But anyways, let's get into place for today. NBA for me has been, I'm on a cold stretch. I'll be quite honest with you guys. I have not cashed an NBA slip, I think, in 2 days now, which, I mean, it's not a large cold streak. And the plays themselves haven't been bad. Like last night, I think I went 2-2 on the individual plays, but when you go 2-2 and you have 2 parlays of different combinations and neither of them hit, that's just going to happen. Night before, I ended up going, I think, like 3-3, which isn't a bad day. It still is a slight losing day, but I didn't cash any slips because I didn't get any combinations correct. So that's kind of the nature of the game, the variance that you run into when you play on these DFS sites. If you're playing these straight, you're probably just fine. You're only losing to VIG a little bit on those. But hopefully we can turn around tonight. I do like some of these plays. As always, I dig in as much as I can to try to find the best plays for you guys. So let's get into it here for today. The first play I want to talk about is from the Sixers and Warriors, and it's VJ Edgecombe over 19.5 PRA. He's gone over this number in 13 out of 17 games this season, averaging 24.7 PRA per game. I think this number is a bit low for VJ. It was 21.5 the last time out, and he did hook us. We actually had 21.5, and he hooked us the other night because of a blowout against the Wizards. Basically, we have no Paul George tonight for the Sixers. I think Embiid is going to play. Early this morning, the situation was Paul George was questionable, Embiid was doubtful. That kind of flipped. Paul George got ruled out, and then Embiid got bumped up to a questionable. So I'm assuming Embiid is going to play and Paul George is going to be out. And then I'm going to filter for games with Tyrese Maxey too, just because he's a high usage guy. We're looking at a 13 game. Actually, we'll go Maxey and Embiid. So we're looking at a 6-game sample size of Maxey and Embiid playing, with Paul George being out. Edgecombe averages 28.8 PRA per game. He's on the floor a ton, averaging 39.1 minutes per game. That's what I like to see. I want my guys to be on the floor when I am betting an over in the NBA. 35 plus minutes in every single game, and the lowest game was in against Toronto a few weeks ago. But consistently going 22 or higher, I think this 19.5 number is just a tick too low for VJ here. Moving over to the Nets and the Jazz, This is a play that I actually posted for the VIPs at 14.5. But before I was even able to make a slip for it, Michael Porter Jr. got ruled out. But I'm still on the same play. It's just at 16.5. If you got 14.5 as a VIP, I apologize. Those things kind of happen sometimes in the NBA where you make a play and then just suddenly out of nowhere, guy wasn't even on the injury report, phantomly gets ruled out just because it is the second leg of a back-to-back. That is the reason why I'm taking this play with Nick Claxton today. So the Nets are on the second leg of a back-to-back, and the last 2 seasons, this is the sample size for Claxton on the second leg. Going under this number, 12 out of 13 games, only averaging 10.1 points per game, really going way under this number most of the time. We could filter further, and because Michael Porter Jr. was ruled out, it does only turn into a 2-game sample size of this year, where he had 19 points in the one game and then 7 points in the other game. So a little bit more risky on this one. I did still bet the 16.5 though over on Underdog Fantasy. I had a boost on it. So I do like the 16.5. The second leg of a back-to-back is tough for anybody. Next play, we're going to head over to the Celtics and the Wizards. We're going to go back to this play that I was on the other night, and he hooked us as well. It kind of sucked because we got hooked 3 times the other night, which easily could have been like a 6-2 night, but it just didn't happen for us. But we're going Marvin Bagley over 22.5 PRA. Now, if you look at the large sample size here, his graph is going to be gross, but we got to filter it down for games without Alexander Sarr. We have a 3-game sample size, averaging 25.3 PRA per game. This was a blowout against the Sixers. Granted, his minutes were fairly normal. He had 31 PRA against Milwaukee and then 23 against Minnesota. I'll take a floor of 22 any day of the week for a guy who can easily come in and put up a quick double-double. He's playing a lot of minutes, up near 30 minutes a game here with Alex Sarr out, and it is a solid matchup against the Celtics because they have been giving up a lot of points, rebounds, and assists to big men recently. And I think this game actually might stay closer than it normally would, simply because Jaylen Brown and Tatum are both going to be out for the Celtics tonight. So they are going to be a little bit thin, and the Wizards do suck, don't get me wrong, but not every game they play in will be a blowout this year. And then I have one more straight bet before I get into the parlay fillers. This last straight bet is Scotty Barnes over 34.5 PRA. The number is already ticking up. I bet this at 34.5 PRA on PrizePicks. Now it is all the way up to 35.5 PRA. Still fine in my opinion. Reasoning behind this one, RJ Barrett is out. We're looking at a 5-game sample size of games without RJ Barrett. I'll focus on the 34.5 because that is the number that I got, and you can still get that on some of the other sports books. But Scotty Barnes averaging 37.8 PRA in the sample size. He had 27 in one game, but that was a blowout, and he only played 31.5 minutes compared to the 36 to 39 minutes that he was getting in the other games. So if we throw out the one blowout, it's a 4 out of 4 win. Lowest output being 35.5, slightly more risky, but if you can get that 34.5, I would certainly go for it. All right, that's going to wrap up the straight bets. Now I have 2 parlay fillers for you guys. So as you guys know, these are plays that I kind of mixed in and mix and match with the straight bets on PrizePicks just for bankroll builders. The first one is Tyrese Maxey over 29.5 points and assists. He's gone over this number in 18 out of 20 games this year. If we filter for games without Paul George, that turns into a 14-game sample size. Going over this number 13 out of 14 times. Go even further, games with Joel Embiid. 6-game sample size, going 37 plus every single time. 29.5 should be pretty easy to get for Maxey tonight against the Warriors, especially when the Warriors are going to be without Steph Curry as well. And the final play here tonight is going to be, I actually didn't save it on here, so I got to go type it in. But it's Jaden McDaniels over 2.5 rebounds. So where are we? Rebounds and assists. Let's find the rebounds. 2.5 rebounds. So he's gone over this number, 19 out of 20 games this year. 17 out of those 19 wins, he had 4+. That gives us a little bit of wiggle room on this 2.5 number. As long as the game doesn't turn into a massive blowout super early, he should be able to get his normal 30 or so minutes, 30+ minutes or so. 3 rebounds isn't asking for a lot for McDaniels, for a guy who's on the floor a lot, and he tends to get 4+ rebounds in most of his games. But that's going to wrap things up for today. A little bit of a quicker video. I posted my NFL picks earlier this morning. So if you haven't watched that video yet, head to my channel and watch my NFL picks for tonight, because our NFL season has been absolutely unreal with the amount of profits we've made this year so far. Join the Discord. Like I mentioned before, free to join. The link is in the pinned comment below. If you want to become a VIP, use the link in the video description below to get a 3-day free trial. I appreciate you guys sticking around and watching, and best of luck on your bets tonight, everybody.